Hey guys, David Montelongo here, and I wanted to shoot this video today. This is going to be a really important video for you because I'm taking you back to my roots and how I got my start in real estate. And because I know a lot of you guys out there are just getting your start right now, one of the hardest things to do is take that first step. I mean, that's one of the biggest questions that I get is how do I take that first step? Here I am on the south side of San Antonio. I haven't worked these hoods in a long time, but when I started out, I did whatever it took. I did everything that I had to generate leads, to find people who wanted to sell their properties at discounts. And so one of the early things that I did is something that I called driving the hoods. And I would just go out and I would drive these older neighborhoods, these older communities, and I would look for the most beat up, trashed out houses where it looked like somebody was either living there but didn't want to live there, or maybe they were an absentee owner, and I would contact those owners of those properties and I would make offers on those properties. And that's how the game starts. I mean, you know, like I said, I haven't worked these neighborhoods in a long time. I do much different strategies, more technical strategies. But if you're looking to make money in real estate and you need to make some money quickly, it's really not as difficult as you might think. And so this is a really great example because I'm actually headed to a property today that I'll have you take a look at on a street called Terrell in the south side. And basically this property, the owner of this property actually found me. And so as time goes on, what happens is, initially, you're out there pounding the pavement for the deals, looking for the deals. But eventually, as you position yourself as an expert as a real estate investor and in the real estate business, people start to find you. And so this particular lead actually came to us through Facebook. And when it came to us, the seller, said, look, I've owned this property for about 30 years. I had some tenants in it. I've had tenants in it through the years. They've moved in, they've moved out. These last tenants left all their furniture in there. We don't want to deal with getting the furniture out. We just need somebody to come along and buy this thing from us so that we can be done with it. And that's what you're going to find a lot of times is, these houses that when we roll up and we see dollar signs, and when I say we, that means me and you. When you roll up to a house in an old neighborhood like this, you should see dollar signs, okay? So don't roll up and think, man, it's an ugly little house. No, man, that house is green. The color of every single house is green. And so if you think of it that way, then you love coming into these neighborhoods because every time you roll into one of these hoods, you're gonna make some money. And so literally I came out to this property, I had a quick look at it, and one of the things you're gonna learn from me is I make decisions very quickly and very distinctly. And so, for me, when I look at a property or when I look at a deal, there's two ways to look at it. For me, it's always hell yes or hell no. And when I sat with this particular owner, I knew what the situation is. I knew that I could buy the property at a deep discount. For me, it was a hell yes. Now I just had to get the seller to see things my way. And so that's what I did. I went through and I put together an offer on the property right there while I was sitting with the gentleman. We agreed to terms on a property. I agreed to purchase this property for $23,500 from this particular seller. And as soon as I had a contract on the property, which was the same day as I was sitting there, I went ahead and got my contract. What I did from that point, let's see which direction we're going. What I did from that point was I immediately put that property under contract, and as soon as I went out to my car, what I did is I started calling my buyers, okay? Because I've got a buyers list, and as you get involved in this business, you're gonna develop your own buyers list. And so I've got a large buyers list, several hundred people deep, but I've got, in my area, I know I've got 5 go-to buyers that no matter what the situation is, I know they'll take a property off my hands if I can deliver it to them at the right price. And so I started dialing for dollars. Took me all of about 30 minutes. I made 5 phone calls, which I didn't even have to make the 5 phone calls because my very first buyer took this property off of my hands. Here it is here. And as I say, every single property that you look at, you should look at it in terms of dollars. This property was obviously green. Put this property under contract to sell for $29,000. Was able to make a quick $5,500 on the property. That's with about 4 hours of my assistant's time invested in the property. So probably about 45 minutes to an hour and a half of my own time and a couple of hours of my assistant's time to be able to put together contracts, turn around and wholesale this property out to one of my cash buyers that could execute very, very quickly. So that's what you guys are going to develop. It doesn't matter if you have cash. It doesn't matter if you have credit. None of that matters. All that it matters is that you have the desire and you have the tenacity to go out there and look, go find the deals and make things happen, and most importantly, get the education. So if you guys are looking for the education, you're in the right place. Browse around, have a look at all the videos and everything that we have. I know that you're going to be very, very successful at this if you just put your mind to it. So all you've got to do is kick the domino. Here's to your success. Have an awesome day. Let's go inside and take a look.